day had been long and a little overwhelming, but truly rich. Taking the advice of Sibik from Ampal's village, Andrew and the team absorbed the splendour of the Golden Hour and headed up Red River, renowned for its orangutan sightings.
So we're travelling up this stretch where you can see it's lined by palms. I thought they might actually be part of the devastation caused by palm oil, but actually they are natural palms.
The orangutan's diet is a biodiverse smorgasbord of some 4,000 foods, which takes them years to learn. They traditionally eat underneath rattan palms, which are both shelters and also provide ample food.
This is what the orangutans like, yeah? They like this palm because of the fruit from it? Fruit?
The fruit, the young leaf.
The young leaves, okay. So we're just here hoping to spot in the wild an orangutan, and we haven't had any luck yet, but we'll keep looking. So Azmi, tell me a bit more about the orangutan. How long do they live for?
Azmi explained that orangutans have a similar life cycle to humans. They are infants for 2 years, kids for 7 years, and teenagers for 15 years. And as adults, they can live for 45 years or longer. Some might even reach as old as 60. Imagine climbing trees at that age.
Okay, yeah, sure. And do they like to just be husband and wife, or they like to be a whole gang, or how do they?
No.
Orangutans are not like the proboscis monkeys who form social groups. Rather, orangutans are solitary animals, particularly the adult males.
Sometimes two, sometimes one.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
so not group. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you tell the difference between the male and the female?
The females lack the large cheek pads that are seen on mature males.
Like this.
Yes.
Yeah, but the male is big here.
Ah, okay, the bigger
the big.
cheek. Yeah. Okay.
The females
Yeah.
also have less muscle mass and a more slender build.
Yeah. Okay.
But the body is a long little bit.
And is all this deforestation, the clearing the land and doing the palm oil plantation, is that having impact on orangutan?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
they eat the young palm oil
Eat
plant
the
and then it dies.
Young plantation.
Yeah.
It's a new.
Oh yeah, this guy told us
the
today,
guy,
right?
tell
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Eat.
Yeah.
And then the palm oil die.
Yeah, okay. So, with the palm oil plantation owner, you get upset with the orangutan and try and kill the orangutan, or scare them away? Scare them.
Try
No,
to-
they don't kill the orangutan, but scare the orangutan to force him back into the remaining forest area.
Because the guy said the orangutan is hungry because
Yeah.
he doesn't have his forest anymore,
The orangutan can't find their traditional food, as their natural biodiverse habitat has been destroyed, and they have to eat the monocultural oil palm fruit, greatly affecting their well-being. They are seen as a pest to the plantation owners.
So orangutan is coming again.
Yeah, okay. And they say that Lopez is a little bit like an orangutan.
Yeah.
Lopez. Now, what they do say is the orangutan has like 95% intelligence of a human, like nearly quite intelligent, very smart, clever.
Yes.
Learn how to make tools and learn how to make nests and
Make the
Well, it'd be nice to see some. We went to the Orangutan Rehabilitation Centre.
Yes, we go sa Pilok.
Yeah. So any orangutan young one who has lost a mother,
Yeah.
if she died or whatever,
Yeah.
they rescue and they try and teach the young orangutan the skills, skills to live, life skills. Where would they be, on up or down or?
We go down.
Down,
Little
yeah.
bit. And then you can see the leaf is very strong.
The orangutan normally lives high in the canopy, not on the ground. So we kept our eyes on the branches alongside the river. They are very strong and heavy, so they have to be super adept at choosing which tree branches can support their weight. If not, they might actually fall while sleeping.
See, over there on the top tree,
Yeah.
the nest orangutan.
Ah, nest for orangutans up
Yeah.
there. Ah, okay. That's a pretty good sign they might be here then, I guess.
You see that?
Orangutans don't just sit on branches, like cavemen. They are master nest builders, constructing elaborate sleeping platforms high in the treetops. Each evening, they weave together branches and leaves to create a sturdy nest, often adding fresh foliage for comfort. These nests are not only a place to rest, but also a strategic vantage point to avoid predators and survey their surroundings. The skill and care put into these nightly constructions are a testament to the orangutan's intelligence and adaptability.
So we've just been trying to find the elusive orangutan, and we haven't found anything yet. We saw the orangutan nest just up here, but we haven't actually seen a physical wild sighting of the orangutan yet. The best we can do is the Orangutan Rehabilitation Centre and look through glass. So I'm not sure what that says. Well, a couple of things maybe. One is their numbers are decreasing because of the deforestation and poaching and hunting. And secondly, they are quite difficult to find. They're very clever and probably very hard to find at the best of times, unless you're prepared to go into the jungle for a very long period of time. You're not going to see them.
Orangutans in Borneo have become increasingly scarce due to the expansion of palm oil plantations which have devastated their natural habitat. This has also made them more and more wary of humans, knowing the harm that often comes with our presence. This combination of clever evasion and habitat loss has made Andrew's quest to spot these primates a far more daunting task.
We'll be chasing orangutans in Sarawak. But this is quite beautiful all the same, just passing through here. It's I don't know, sort of like Jurassic Park stuff. No orangutans, no. What are we going to do?
I don't know. I try find it, but
No, you try,
nothing,
yeah. Not today.
After searching fruitlessly for a long while, Andrew and the team finally called it a day. The orangutan sighting count was still at 0. Andrew would continue on, hopeful to find them throughout Sabah, Sarawak and Kalimantan. The team charted a course back to Azmi's town, Abai. We'd need it, as we planned to rise again early in the morning to search for the magical pygmy elephant.